Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, I'm so happy that you found me today. And for those of you who are returning, I'm so grateful for your support. I'm Elizabeth, your coach and guide on all things healing on your wellness and spiritual journey. And today, let's talk about something that a lot of people feel but don't always understand. Something that also happens to be on the rise right now statistically, which is depression, anxiety, or that constant feeling of being off, disconnected, or just not feeling yourself. And while there are many layers to these sorts of experiences, biologically, psychologically, environmentally, there's also a deeper perspective that's worth exploring, especially if nothing that you have tried so far to help has worked for you or someone that you love. What if a part of what you're feeling is not just something wrong with you, but something within you trying to guide you, maybe your soul or your higher self perhaps? Let's dive into the spiritual perspective on misalignment to better understand this. There's a concept in spirituality that says when you are living out of alignment with who you truly are, your body, your mind, and your soul will let you know. Maybe gently at first, but over time, it will get louder and louder. That can show up as things like anxiety, burnout, emotional numbness, lack of motivation, or feeling just utterly disconnected from your life in general. Because at a deeper level, something within you knows this isn't the life I'm meant to be living. Many people are waking up to this realization today more and more, especially if you're around the age of 40. So let's look at the concept of Carl Jung and the unlived life. Carl Jung spoke about something incredibly powerful. He believed that many people suffer not because something is broken within them, but because they are disconnected from their authentic selves. He once said, "The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents," meaning many of us grow up living lives based on the expectations of others, our conditioning, and survival patterns, rather than the truth. We choose careers that feel safe or expected of us. We stay in relationships that feel familiar, even misaligned, or even toxic for us. We follow paths that are accepted by others, but internally, there's a quiet resistance you can't explain. And over time, that resistance can turn up as anxiety or depression because part of you, a deeply important part of you, is being ignored. This is something I personally experienced myself at a certain point in my life when nearly everything in my life felt out of alignment. And the longer that I let it go on, the more it ate away at me, it frustrated me, and even angered me at times. Like I wanted to just run away and start living a whole new life built from scratch the way I wanted it to be. Share in the comments below if you've ever felt the same way. Now, let's discuss the nervous system and misalignment, because this isn't just spiritual, it's physiological too. Your nervous system is designed to move towards safety and authenticity. So when you are consistently doing things that go against your internal truth, even subtly, your body registers that as stress. That's when you may start to feel constantly on edge, drained no matter how much rest that you get, unmotivated or stuck, overwhelmed by even simple things, because your system is not just tired, it's misaligned and your soul knows it. So what are some of the signs that you might be living out of a state of alignment for you? How do you know if this might be what's happening for you right now? Here are some common signs that you might experience. You might feel disconnected from your life, even if everything looks fine on the surface to you or others. You constantly feel drained or uninspired by things in your life. You're living more for others' expectations of you rather than your own truth. You feel stuck, but you don't know why. You avoid being alone with your own thoughts. You feel a quiet sense of, this isn't it. This isn't the life that I came here to live. This doesn't mean that life is wrong. It means that something within you is asking for attention. Sometimes we are on a specific path because we're meant to learn lessons on them at the time. But then there comes a point when we're meant to shift or course correct onto a path of more alignment for you. If any of this sounds true for you, then you may be heading towards that shift right now. Another interesting concept on this topic is the shadow and suppressed desires. Jung also spoke about the shadow, which we've talked about many times on this channel, the parts of ourselves that we suppress. This can include things like your sense of creativity, your desires, your own voice, your truth or authenticity, even your own boundaries. When these parts are ignored long enough, they don't disappear. They show up as basically symptoms. Depression can sometimes be a form of suppressed expression. Anxiety can sometimes be unlived potential trying to move. This isn't about blaming ourselves. It's about a sense of awareness where everything typically truly starts. It's really important to say this on this topic. Not all depression or anxiety is caused by misalignment. There are real complex factors involved, but for many people, there is a layer of misalignment worth exploring. And this isn't about blaming yourself. It's about asking the question, am I living in a way that feels true for me? Because our human bodies and lives, after all, are not just physical, they're also energetic. And a mind, body, spirit, all-encompassing way of healing needs to be used to be in a state of true health and alignment for your spirit. This is exactly what my work is based around. With this in mind, here is a self-check-in guided reflection that you can try. Let's do a simple check-in together right now. Close your eyes, unless of course you're in the middle of something where you're not able to do so. If that's the case, come back to this exercise at a later time. But take a moment and ask yourself, where in my life do I feel most like myself? Where do I feel the most drained? What am I doing out of a sense of obligation rather than desire? What parts of myself have I been ignoring? If I removed fear, what would I change? These questions aren't meant to overwhelm you. They're meant to gently bring awareness to your inner world and what parts of you that may be feeling out of alignment for you. Small shifts can create big change. You don't need to completely change your life overnight. In fact, that often can create more stress and overwhelm for you. Alignment is built through small, consistent shifts. Things like spending more time doing what genuinely brings you joy, setting small boundaries where you've been overextending yourself, allowing yourself to rest without a sense of guilt, exploring your sense of creativity or curiosity, again, to see what happens to light you up right now, spending time in environments that feel safe and supported for you, and reflect afterwards on these things that you try to see if you notice a change in your mood at all. Even tiny changes can begin to signal to your nervous system we are moving closer to our truth. Now let's talk about rebuilding the relationship with yourself. At the core of all this is one thing: your relationship with yourself. When you're disconnected from yourself, it's hard to know what alignment even feels like for you. This is why practices like journaling, reflection, and nervous system regulation are so important. They help you reconnect with your internal voice. They help you hear what you actually need to tune out all of the noise of others and their expectations of you. So what would support for this process look like? If you're in a place where you're realizing you may be out of alignment, know that this is actually the beginning of something powerful for you. Awareness is the first step, and from there, you can begin rebuilding your relationship with yourself in a way that feels safe and supportive for you. If you want guidance in this process, my Sacred Self-Love and Nervous System Healing Guide is designed to help you reconnect with yourself, regulate your nervous system, and begin making aligned shifts in your life. I left it in the pinned comments for you below if you want to check it out. I also offer coaching and have my upcoming shadow work and nervous system regulation course that's packed with tools and resources to help take you through this process. Jump onto my weekly newsletter for your subscriber-only discount before it comes out. There are also many other resources for you in the description below, because real change doesn't come from forcing yourself to become someone new or anyone other than your true authentic self. It comes from returning to who you've always been and living the life that you were meant to live, regardless of what anyone else thinks of your life's decisions and what's right for you. After all, love was thought to be the highest vibrational frequency, but it turns out that authenticity was recently cited as being the highest frequency that there is, surpassing even love, because it represents total alignment with one's true self, free from ego or pretense, taking the mask off. It's described as being in a state of raw resonance and soul level presence, the underlying source where one lives in complete integrity, enabling true self-love and higher magnetic attraction. Making choices aligned with integrity rather than external validation from others, and being in harmony with your soul's purpose. If you want to be a master manifester, living a life of true alignment for you is the best way to do it effortlessly. So if you've been feeling anxious, disconnected, or low lately, instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking this instead. What in my life is asking to change? Because sometimes your symptoms aren't signs that you're broken. They're signals that you're ready to realign with your true self without the mask. If you found today's video helpful, I'd love to hear in the comments below what resonated with you the most today, or what change that you're thinking of making in your life to become more aligned. Thank you, as always, for your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. It is my mission to help you find healing and deeper ways to come back home to yourself and live in a state of alignment. And I am so grateful to be a part of your journey of self-discovery. This is your weekly reminder to do something today that brings you joy, an emotion that's a magnetic emotion for manifestation. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.